Stephanie White, her wonderful, wonderful, wonderful coach, was asked about her winning this award, this honor. What do you think Stephanie White did? Do you think Stephanie White was excited? Do you think she was happy? Do you think she was overjoyed by the fact that her star point guard, nonetheless, while injured, just was finally given a real honor by an organization like ESPN?
What happens when greatness walks into a room full of insecurity? You're about to witness basketball's most toxic love triangle. And spoiler alert, somebody's about to get their heart broken. Caitlin Clark just won ESPN's Player of the Year, and instead of celebrating, her own coach is throwing shade darker than a solar eclipse. But here's what nobody's talking about. This isn't just coaching drama. This is a masterclass in how not to handle a once-in-a-generation superstar. Are you Team Clark or Team White? Because after what I'm about to show you, there's no sitting on the fence. This story has more plot twists than your favorite Netflix series, and trust me, you're going to want to grab some popcorn because we're about to expose why Fever fans are calling for heads to roll. The question isn't whether this relationship is toxic, it's how long before it completely implodes.
Towards the end there, is there any update on her injury?
No update. Just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that, looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at. I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean.
Kyle, now would it? I'll let you listen in on what Stephanie White had to say when she was asked about this after they got drop kicked by 21 points. I'll let you hear. You be the judge. So,
did you catch that body language? Because what you just witnessed wasn't concern, it was calculation. When your franchise player is grabbing her groin in pain and your coach responds with all the emotion of ordering a coffee, you know something's fundamentally broken. But this injury reveal exposed something far more dangerous than a pulled muscle. Watch Stephanie White's face when she's asked about Clark's injury. No urgency, no protective instinct, just clinical detachment. This is the same coach who celebrated Kelsey Mitchell's bucket like she just won the lottery. The favoritism isn't even subtle anymore, it's practically neon. And here's the kicker. While Clark's potentially injured, White's more concerned about controlling the narrative than protecting her star. That's not coaching, that's ego management disguised as strategy.
Stephanie White is a garbage human being. I am done trying to defend this woman in any way at all. So if you are white, Stephanie White was asked about Caitlin Clark getting WNBA Player of the Year. For those who don't know, she won that award at the ESPYs, and she got WNBA Player of the Year. So Stephanie White, of course, as her coach, is going to be asked about that award. So let's listen.
ESPN just handed Caitlin Clark the ultimate validation, Player of the Year. This should be celebration time, right? Victory lap for the Indiana Fever organization? Wrong. Instead, we're about to witness one of the most passive-aggressive coaching meltdowns in WNBA history. Think about this for a second. Your rookie just got the highest honor in professional women's basketball. She's bringing sold-out crowds, breaking viewership records, and putting your franchise on the map. Any sane coach would be doing backflips, taking credit, riding that wave to championship glory. But not Stephanie White. Oh no, she's got other plans. What we're about to hear isn't just disappointing, it's career-ending levels of pettiness. This is the moment that proves some people would rather be the biggest fish in a small pond than share the ocean with greatness.
Steph, I don't know if you noticed or heard about it, but during the game, Caitlin got honored as the WNBA Player of the Year in the ESPYs. Just what does it mean to have her impact so far? I mean, there are a lot of really good players in this league, and she got honored as the best player in the league by the ESPYs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she continues to get new awards, and Caitlin is so fortunate, as well as all these guys, really. I mean, that they don't know anything any different than the.
Let me paint you a picture of what's really happening in Indiana. Fans are showing up in Clark jerseys, chanting her name until their throats are raw, and spending their hard-earned money to watch magic happen. But here's what's making them absolutely furious. They're watching their investment get benched, minimized, and treated like a problem child. You want to talk about ticket refunds? We're heading into dangerous territory where Clark's bench time directly correlates to empty seats. These aren't casual fans who will clap for anything. These are invested, passionate supporters who can smell authenticity from a mile away. And right now, what they're smelling is fear, jealousy, and a coaching staff that's more interested in power plays than playoff runs. The writing's on the wall. If Stephanie White keeps treating Caitlin Clark like a distraction instead of the attraction, these fans will start treating game nights like canceled concerts. No star, no show, no tickets sold.
I believe it's Stephanie, you POS. Are you kidding me with this? This is her head coach, and this is why I said, and I've said this before, y'all, the Fever went old school WNBA. You cannot trust them. They went old school with their front office. They dialed it all the way back, bringing in Kelly, bringing in Amber. Stephanie is the epitome of old school WNBA. This is a woman married to a man, goes into the WNBA, and is now with a woman. Does that not sound? I mean, I never released a video, but I did it. So for those of you that don't know, real quick,
This is bigger than basketball. This is a generational war being fought on hardwood. Stephanie White represents everything old school WNBA. Grinding, suffering in silence, paying dues for decades before getting respect. But Caitlin Clark, she's the new wave. Immediate impact, instant stardom, bypassing the traditional gatekeepers entirely. And that terrifies the old guard, because if rookies can show up and immediately become the face of the franchise, what does that say about everyone who spent years climbing the ladder? White's not just coaching Clark, she's trying to humble her, slow her down, make her earn something she's already proven she deserves. But here's the reality check. The world has changed. Fans don't want to wait 5 years for excitement. They want it now, and they found it in Clark. Fighting that current isn't strategy, it's suicide.
Welcome to Keep the Vision, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification for your boy. Appreciate all the support we've been getting. Listen, man, this Caitlin Clark versus Stephanie White thing could turn ugly, and it could turn ugly fast, y'all. I have to be straight up with y'all. Stephanie White wants to play the polar opposite way that Caitlin Clark wants to play. The Indiana Fever got a big win yesterday, and it was a tale of two halves. The first half, the Indiana Fever played that Stephanie White style, that grinded out, ugly, puke basketball.
Imagine being handed the Mona Lisa and complaining it doesn't match your living room decor. That's exactly what we're witnessing here. The WNBA has been waiting decades for mainstream attention, crossover appeal, and generational talent. Then Caitlin Clark walks in and delivers all three on a silver platter. But instead of building a museum around this masterpiece, Stephanie White's treating it like amateur hour artwork that needs her personal touch-ups. You don't coach greatness, you unleash it, support it, and stay out of its way. This isn't about player development anymore. This is about control, and specifically, who has it. The league is finally having its Jordan moment, its Curry revolution, its generational shift that could change everything. And while the world is ready to witness history, we've got coaches playing small ball politics with large-scale talent. It's not just wasteful, it's criminal.
Content. So we have Stephanie White addressing Caitlin Clark winning the ESPY's Women Player of the Year award. And you got to understand, Stephanie White, this is very important right here. You can shut down a lot of narratives. You can let the Indiana fan base know you do rock with Caitlin Clark, because as of right now, we don't think you do. You don't want the ball in her hands. You don't talk about her plays. You talk about everybody else except her. Hell, I've seen you talk about Paige Beckers more than Caitlin Clark, and when they played back and forth, and we the ones who won. You have a constant habit of doing this.
Cube Vision called it, and now we're living it. This Clark versus White tension isn't simmering, it's boiling over and somebody's about to get burned. But let's get real about what's actually happening here. This is about playing styles, sure, but it's more about playing egos. White wants to run her system, her way, with her preferred players in her preferred roles. Clark wants to play basketball at the speed of greatness, creating highlight reels and making everyone around her better. These two philosophies don't just clash, they're completely incompatible. And here's the brutal truth. When seats start looking empty again because the main attraction is riding pine, guess who's going to get blamed? Not the rookie who's been setting records, not the fans who've been showing unwavering support. It's going to be the coaching staff who thought they could outsmart the market, outplay the fans, and out-ego a generational talent. Good luck with that strategy.
So Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans are having a meltdown about they god Stephanie White that they wanted so bad, man. So I've been seeing the takes, man. So now they want Caitlin Clark to demand a trade, or they want the front office to pick between Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White, man. I'm not gonna say I tried to tell y'all, man, but it's just like, I was trying to tell y'all, man, like, Stephanie White is not this god that y'all was making her out to.
This is it, the moment where Stephanie White could have changed everything. One genuine, heartfelt congratulation could have shifted the entire narrative. One moment of authentic pride in her superstar could have silenced the critics and united the fan base. But we both know that's not what's about to happen. What you're about to hear is going to confirm every suspicion, validate every criticism, and prove that some people are constitutionally incapable of sharing the spotlight. This isn't just a missed opportunity. It's a masterclass in how to alienate your most valuable asset while the entire basketball world is watching.
Sabali has dropped out of the 2025 All-Star Game, which is crazy in itself, but she has. Now, she did release a post on Instagram as well. Chloe Peterson said, Satu Sabali, who is on Team Clark, says she will not be playing in the All-Star Game this weekend.
Are you kidding me? Did we just witness the most passive-aggressive coaching response in professional sports history? That wasn't congratulations. That was a thinly veiled insult wrapped in coach speak and delivered with all the enthusiasm of a tax audit. She's so fortunate. They don't know anything different than the WNBA. Fortunate? The woman just broke every rookie record imaginable, single-handedly elevated your franchise's profile, and brought mainstream media attention the league has been desperately craving for years. And your response is that she's fortunate? This is exactly why Fever fans are losing their minds. This is exactly why the relationship is toxic. This is exactly why we're talking about trades and coaching changes. Because when your coach can't even fake excitement about your superstar's historic achievements, you don't have a team. You have a ticking time bomb.
Hi, I'm Stephanie White, head coach of the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, and I'm a complete clown. I'm a clown. That is what I am as a head coach. I am a clown. I am ruining Caitlin Clark. I have no idea what I'm doing as a coach. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been sent here on a mission to ruin Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. And I think I'm doing a masterful job because I suck. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I actually have no idea how I got this job in the first place.
The fans have spoken, and they're not whispering, they're roaring. Social media is on fire, comment sections are brutal, and the message is crystal clear. Choose Caitlin Clark or lose the fan base. This isn't just disappointment. This is a full-scale revolt against everything Stephanie White represents. And they should be furious. These fans invested emotionally, financially, and spiritually in this team because of Clark's magic. They bought jerseys, bought tickets, bought into the dream of championship glory. But instead of nurturing that investment, White's been systematically undermining it with every press conference, every substitution, every moment of petty jealousy disguised as coaching wisdom. The math is simple. Clark equals crowds, crowds equal revenue, revenue equals success. But ego? Ego equals empty arenas and wasted potential. Fever Nation is done with the psychology games. They want basketball brilliance, and they want it now.
But this is the Woman Player of the Year award, and you're the coach. You went out of your way to come to coach her. So I'm expecting you to really turn up right here and really congratulate Caitlin Clark for going through all that adversity, now the injuries, her getting fouled on a nightly basis, all kinds of things. If you just say all of this, some of the heat will be off you because it looks to me like you're an agent. It looks to me
Let's
like
dive
you're
into
an
the psychology of what we're witnessing because this goes deeper than basketball. Stephanie White isn't just threatened by Caitlin Clark's talent. She's threatened by her relevance, her youth, her ability to make basketball look effortless when White spent decades making it look difficult. This is textbook imposter syndrome meeting authentic greatness. White knows she's not the reason fans buy tickets. She knows she's not the reason ESPN covers the team. She knows she's not the reason little girls wear Fever jerseys to school, and that knowledge is eating her alive, one passive-aggressive comment at a time. But here's what makes this truly tragic. Instead of embracing her role as the shepherd of greatness, she's chosen to be its saboteur. History won't remember her as the coach who developed Clark. It'll remember her as the coach who tried to diminish her. That's not legacy building. That's legacy destroying.
Okay, I'm not saying this out of disrespect, okay? I'm not saying this out of disrespect, but I gotta say it. And I know I'm not the only guy that feels this way. Man, Stephanie White's kind of bad, bro. Look. I seen her on the press conference the other day. I'm like, she kind of bad. She's kind of bad, but...
We've reached the end game, people. This isn't sustainable, it isn't healthy, and it sure as hell isn't championship-level coaching. What we've witnessed today is the complete breakdown of a relationship that should have been basketball's greatest love story. Caitlin Clark deserves better, the fans deserve better, the WNBA deserves better. And if Stephanie White can't evolve, can't adapt, can't learn to celebrate greatness instead of resenting it, then she needs to step aside and let someone else guide this generational talent to the heights she's destined to reach. The choice is simple: evolve or exit, celebrate or sabotage, build dynasties or destroy dreams. Right now, we're watching one coach choose the wrong path at every single opportunity. And if that doesn't change soon, this won't just be the end of a coaching tenure, it'll be the end of the greatest what-if story in women's basketball history. The clock is ticking, the fans are watching, and history is being written. The question is, will Stephanie White be remembered as the coach who unleashed greatness or the one who tried to cage it? Based on everything we've seen today, I think we all know the answer.